started the idea. We had about 6-7 months, and then I lost my job. And that's what caused Singles in the City to grow legs and become my full-time job.
Hey guys, it's Donnie here, and I just want to let you know that we've recently launched a content development company, and this company helps people get social content. You know you need to put out a lot of content nowadays to get engagement out there in all your social platforms. Well, we've come up with a really cool way to help you get videos, blog posts, memes, social posters, and infographics for whatever social site you need. So check us out at successchamps.us and learn more about how you can get social content for your social media.
Support for this podcast comes from Point Blank Safety Services and Blue Family Fund. Point Blank Safety Services does safety differently. We know everyone is on a journey, and we want to make sure you get where you're going safely. Professional, trained, ready. There's really no comparison. Here's why hiring Point Blank Safety for your next project will make all the difference and save you huge amounts of stress and hassle. Point Blank Safety Services provides certified, uniformed police officers for a full suite of armed guard services. Don't leave the safety of your project to chance. If you're ready to make sure safety truly comes first for your next project, then visit us at pointblanksafety.com.
You're listening to Donnie Success Champions, where I believe everybody is on a journey. Life is all about the stories you can tell and teach later. You're going to hear the stories of people who have overcome hardships, failures in life to find success along their journey. All right, guys, so this is going to be a fun one. Dom B, my buddy that runs Dom B's podcast, introduced me to Stephanie. She's got a really cool story, a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of overcoming the odds and still cranking it up. And with her company, Single in the City, and what she's doing all over the U.S. It's really, really cool, guys. Enjoy this one. Another fun episode. I'm really looking forward to this because my buddy Dom B with Dom B's podcast made this introduction. So I've been looking forward to doing this one. So I'm bringing you Miss Stephanie Johnson on here to walk us through her story and some of the things she's into. And she's into some pretty cool things. So Miss Stephanie, welcome to the show, my dear. Please share with us your story.
Donnie B, thanks so much for having me. I am the proud owner and founder of singlesandthecity.com. And Singles in the City is a self-awareness community for single and dating and engaged professionals. So what's the point? The point is less divorces because you know who you are before you get married. Both people do. Therefore, we can rock out and just be happy together and continue living our dreams instead of having so many bumps and scrapes on the way about identity and who am I and what am I here for, that people have in marriage when I think it's too late. So nice. I'm all about just being proactive and living your best life while you're single so that you are ready and whole to get married if you so choose.
So you actually combined business networking with dating.
Absolutely. There it is.
Brilliant. No, it's
Thank
brilliant.
You. Thank you.
I don't know if that would have got me in more trouble or less when I was going through the dating world. Luckily, most of my big career, I've been married through that journey, so I didn't have to worry about that side of things.
Lucky you.
I mean, in this day and age, I'm not sure I want to be a single guy.
I don't think you want to be either. It's interesting.
It really, really is. So tell us your story. How did you get into all of this? Because, at 3 years old or in third grade, when the teacher said, what the heck do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
There's no way in hell you said, I want to be single in the city,
Absolutely not. No, growing up, I wanted to be, don't judge me, I wanted to be a cultural anthropologist. And before that, I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. And
okay,
I got to college.
Just help me out. I should know what this is, but what's an anthropologist?
No, just someone that studies culture and people. It's literally like one of those jobs. You work at a museum, you have dreadlocks and glasses. I don't think they make much money now. But anyway, I love studying. I love culture and people, and that's what I wanted to do when I got to college, and then realized, oh, snap, I should also attach Jewish studies to this because I think Jewish people are the most interesting people that ever walked. So I did all of that for like 3 years, left Michigan State University, got a job over in Israel, and I was working remote. I went over there doing social media for a woman over in Israel, and it was wonderful. And then this was 2010 by now. I had the random idea and thought, well, more so God. I'm a believer, and I believe God, Jesus, designs my life to do different things, whether I will them or not. And me going to Dallas was like completely out, never on my list. I thought I was going to go to New York and like try out Broadway. I mean, you're like 22. You can do whatever you want, right?
Right.
So I end up with the Dallas Cowboys instead. I moved to Texas to be a nanny for my aunt and her husband. I did that for about 8 months and realized kids are just not my ministry when they're not mine. So I'm going to move forward, even though these are like my blood cousins, right? Like under 9 years old. I've got a newborn. My aunt just had a baby. I was like, I've got to get a job. So I started working in hospitality management, worked my way through the ranks, sales and marketing for Morton Steakhouse, loved my job. I just love helping people, hospitality. Like the more money you spend, the happier I am, that kind of thing. And I was working through hospitality, was now in HR at a restaurant corporation. And I get laid off in 2015. Mind you, the year before was 2014. I had just started Singles in the City, and this is how this started. I'm in Dallas. I'm at my church, and I'm minding my business, just volunteering. I'm like, why there's so many whack single people here? Why isn't there like a super cool version of single people, whether they believe in God or not, just single people in the city. Like I have not found a group that's welcoming, that's multicultural, that's co-ed. People are normal. So I'm like, I think I can do this. And literally it started as a book club. I'm like, we'll just go on meetup.com and see who wants to read the same book. We did. And we maxed out this coffee house for like 2 years in a row. And that's how Singles in the City was cultivated.
Wait, you started this as a book club?
Yeah, Singles in the City was a book club. We had like 15 people the first meeting, and every Monday night we would meet and get coffee and crepes and talk about a book, and it'd be co-ed. And then people started like finding guys, and and then we had 3 couples get married. One just got married like a month ago. And yeah, that's kind of how it got going. So that was just like the fun part, right?
Right.
The following year is now 2015. Singles in the City is doing great. We're having these over-the-top events. I'm happy. I had a boyfriend at the time. I was almost engaged myself for the second or third time. Anyway, I was on my way to this engagement and was stopped pretty much dead in my tracks because I was like, I don't even know who I am. I don't know this person. He's absolutely the wrong person for me, and I'm the absolute wrong person for him. And this is all during the beginning of Singles in the City. So we're having happy hours, we're having fun, and I'm going through this public breakup of this guy, which was fine. I don't do like overly dramatic. There was nothing bad. We just weren't for each other. So that happened. Later on that year, I get laid off from my corporate job, in which I'm like, I know the entire city of Dallas. Like, I'm not even trying to be, how am I not going to have a job in like a week? That's stupid. Yeah, it's been 3 years, no job. And that is when I decided to take Singles in the City, not my own decision. Let me let your listeners know, not my own decision. I had nothing left, and I had to make this work because everyone was telling me, this is amazing. You've got to market this. You've got to do this. And I'm like, I just want to go work for somebody else and get my check. Like, I'm not trying to make anything. Mogul is not. I come from entrepreneurs. My family's from Suriname, South America. I know what it is to do hard work and be an entrepreneur. I've seen it my entire life. I want my 401k. All right. I'm not trying to live no girlbossdreams.com. I just really wasn't. And that was how this whole journey got started. So I can continue, or you can ask me questions.
No, I got a couple.
Okay.
So first, I want to back up just to the original meetup, right? Mm-hmm. You got an idea that you want to create an environment where people, or single, whatever, can hang out. And the first thing you thought of was a book club?
Yes. I love to read books, okay? I'm a bookie, and I always thought, how much fun would it be to see if there were any other, like, intellectual people in the city that were single? That would be so fun. The
only reason I say that is, when you think of that single whole thing, you think, okay, she's doing something in a bar, and everybody can let their hair down.
Yeah.
No, you went book club coffee shop.
I did. And now that you're saying that, it does sound a little off. Not even off, but just it sounds like an interesting ass way to do things. Yeah, we started off in the coffee shop, had wine, so it wasn't like I was holding them back.
Right. Well, you know, what I like about it is, one is it's around a common theme, right, which is really cool. But two is they don't necessarily have a security blanket of over-the-top alcohol. They're not hiding behind the loud music and all of that. So conversations had to ensue, which is a really, really, really cool thing.
Single and sober-minded is like always my goal.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of bad decisions are made once alcohol's thrown in there. I mean, I think that's how I was completely created, because my parents. No, I'm kidding. That's not true.
It's like it happens. No, but yeah.
So you run this for a couple of years. Now, this whole time you're running this, you're working a full-time job.
So no, that's what I was saying. Yeah. I started the idea. We had about 6-7 months, and then I lost my job. And that's what caused Singles in the City to grow legs and become my full-time job over the past 3 years.
You had the choice at that point to say, screw it, I'm not going to run this thing. My whole world's crumbling down, and I'm going to throw in the towel and go bag groceries at a grocery store. And instead, you used it as a fire.
I used it as a fire, and if I'm 100% transparent, there were many days where, not even many days, pretty much my inbox has a folder of rejection letters from Indeed in different places that I've applied over the past 3 years, because no one would hire me. I was either overly qualified or something weird would happen. But Walmart, if you would think the gas station, 7-Eleven, everyone, no, I'm sorry, we decline your. I think I've had like 5 interviews in the past 3 years because people would not even look at my resume. And I'm like, I've had resume people look, so it was just like, this was something for me to go through. I couldn't get myself out of it. Singles in the City had to become a full-time business, corporation, community.
Here's what I love about this. I believe that there's at least some sort of universal thing out there, and obviously the universe had made a decision that you're going to do this. Quit fighting me.
Basically, yeah. So once I surrendered and got in line, and again, the surrender wasn't easy. I lost my car. I had a really expensive car that I was driving. I had, a beautiful granite, cold apartment with expensive furniture that was taken from me. I nearly declared bankruptcy. Like, I had people from Singles in the City bringing me groceries. It was like, I slept on couches. I Ubered literally to my own events until I had to get another vehicle.
So you really, in all sense of the game, were homeless. I don't want to be offensive to a homeless person that's like under a bridge, but yeah, losing my house, displaced, living on couches, for sure. Me and my dog, absolutely. Well, at least you kept the dog.
I couldn't even. I was like, "Take me, Jesus! You can't take the dog, please." Like, I have nothing left but the dog and a pair of jeans, please. So he was kind. He was kind. But yeah.
That's 3 years ago that you lost your job. You're doing this rodeo of creating this business and moving forward with it. What's been the toughest things growing this thing? Because, I know, being a business owner myself for the last year, it's all sunshine and rainbows, and everything just magically works and happens, and millions of dollars fall out of the sky.
The sky, yes.
What was it like really getting this thing going?
My gosh, getting this thing going was really difficult. Not difficult because the concept didn't work and didn't make sense. It's difficult because you are trying to, I'm a people person. I truly care about people and their well-being. It's not just a company where you're buying something and leaving. I actually want to see you through this process of becoming self-aware, marrying the right person, that's what you want to do, and just becoming the best version of yourself. So you're trying to sell all of that within an event. Or you're trying to sell all that with marketing for a Facebook ad, and there's really no way, you know what I'm saying? It has to be through a word of mouth, it took me like 2 years, my marketing guy, enough to kind of like figure that out. Like, this is just, we're not here to get the masses. We're here to get, quality. Right. And once I had to knock the numbers out of my head and say, it's not about numbers, it's about having 20 people at an event who are paying top dollar for this incredible information that's changing their life, and then it being multiplied next month. And that's how we've been rolling. And, of course, duplicating in different cities, which has also been smart for us to do as well.
Right. One, are you going to bring it to Fort Worth?
You guys, I've had some requests, but Like you're so far from me.
So for people who don't know, in Texas is the Dallas-Fort Worth marketplace, right?
Yeah.
And everybody thinks we're like neighbors. And yeah, we are if you don't mind an hour drive in between the two of us.
Yeah.
And then there's this one freeway called 360 that divides the entire metroplex. And let me tell you, it's like the Hatfields and McCoys over here, right?
Yes.
Dallas doesn't like Fort Worth. Fort Worth doesn't like Dallas.
No.
It's Fort Worth is slower paced, good old boys. Dallas is fast paced business.
You know when I'm driving up from Austin and I start seeing, I forget, I'm on 35 and I start seeing those beautiful skyscrapers and Teslas. You know how excited I get? Okay, entering the land of milk and honey. It's beautiful. I love Dallas. No shade. Fort Worth has a good downtown, good food, and it's spacious. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Different worlds. And different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I always tell everybody, if you want to do business, go to Dallas. If you want to shake hands, go to Fort Worth. You know.
Aw, sweet.
So.
Yeah.
But you're going through these experiences, getting small groups together, building them up, bringing them together, getting them offline and face-to-face, which means you're now taking on all the online dating sites and all those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
How tough was that, knowing you're taking on the 500-pound gorillas?
Actually, not that tough because, like I said before, I am only after people that are seeking truth and self-awareness, which is like 2% of people that are online dating. So if you're not interested, then you're just not interested in what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like the anti-online date girl too. So it's like either you roll with it or you don't. Like there's no hard feelings. It doesn't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't even, the way my mind works, I don't even worry about things that are not in my sphere. Like I'm not trying to take online daters on. You guys on online date, like knock yourself out. Hope it works. If it doesn't, then I'm here for you. That's how I feel. Yeah.
What was the biggest hurdle to getting this thing to where it started generating enough revenue to where you were like, holy cow, this is going to work?
My mental shift. My mental shift was, okay, so you lost everything. So mind you, my mental shift, I didn't have much time. It takes like 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, well, this is it. I got a day to sulk. And then the next day I'm on southwest.com. So I'm like, okay, we need to start multiplying this thing. Let me call my connections, start networking, and start taking this thing around the country. And that's also what ended me up on reality TV, my hustle, just hustling it out. And yeah.
Wait,
so the hardest.
You were on reality TV. What show were you on?
I was a little something very small, honestly. Lifetime. It's called Love at First Flight, in which I was paired with a total stranger through an LA matchmaker. Didn't know him from scratch, met him in New York, and traveled the country with him for 6 weeks. And it was all filmed. And at the end, we had the decision to get married or be friends. And that was that.
So y'all just decided to be friends?
Decided just to be homies. No point to tiny rings on TV. You know what I mean? I used to do all that.
So
but yeah.
Now, is it a whole bunch of couples that were following around, or?
There were, was it 3 or 4 couples?
Okay.
I think it was, I would say 4 couples total. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody get married from the show?
One couple kind of got married. Not really, but it looked like they did. I'll just say that.
So it is reality TV.
I haven't talked to her. I forgot if I could say that or not. But yeah, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. Yeah.
All right. That's funny. So.
But the mental shift is the hardest part. It was the hardest part for me. Getting people on board is not hard when you present yourself. You got that whole 9. But as a leader, as a founder, going out there and being like, okay, this is what the next season looks like. Next 6 to 8 months, I'm submitting to this. This is my new life. And once I got on board mentally, I pretty much became a robot, and here we are today.
What do you mean by you became a robot? I mean, because a lot of people, when they wrap their head around trying to be a business owner, some people won't go into the adventure for fear of who they'll become.
Mm-hmm.
So explain that to us.
When I say becoming a robot, I mean your mind is completely fixed on doing whatever it takes for this baby to be healthy, then the baby being your business or your vision. Like the baby is well taken care of. It means you're going to lose some friends. It's going to mean that you're going to lose sleep. It's going to mean that you may lose or gain weight. But this is your life. Like I said, I didn't have any options. I didn't have anybody writing checks. My parents couldn't help me out financially. It was literally me, Jesus, Stephanie, and Zoe, my dog. And, the 3 of us rocked out. because I turned my mind on and did what I had to do. With integrity, of course. Don't do anything crazy. But.
Right. And here's what I love about this, because right now, entrepreneur is a buzzword, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I keep telling everybody that entrepreneur is the new multi-level marketing, because everybody believes that they can start their own business and be millionaires overnight and set their own hours and do whatever the hell they want to. And the truth of the matter is, it's the hardest damn job in the world, because you're responsible for everything. And if you're not doing something, then you're doing nothing. I mean, your business goes away. So good on you through the tenacity. I'm more curious how you kept your mind in check when you were going through the hard times of sleeping on couches and you lost your car, your apartment, and, how did you keep your mental game on par?
You know what's crazy? I'm a person, obviously, you probably can tell, I like to stay busy, not just busy, but I love to be productive and proactive. When I lost my apartment, I was like, okay, well, clearly God's looking out for me. I've got people that are willing to offer their couches, and even had someone offer like their penthouse for me to stay in, for free while they were in Europe. Like, so many miraculous things happened during this time of my life. And what really kept my mental game, like I said, I'm a believer in Jesus. It's literally scriptures. I believe in God, like the whole meditating with him in the morning, just keeping positive affirmations, like literally all over. My ex-boyfriend was like, oh my God, like every mirror like had, affirmations written out on my phone, face boards, vision board, like the whole nine. I just saw myself somewhere else. I saw myself getting on my feet. I saw myself on TV. I literally put these things on my pictures on my phone, and it happened. It happened. So my peace literally comes from my relationship with Christ, because I don't even know how many people would not have become prostitutes or, a killer or on drugs. I was like, okay, you can go smoke a blunt and still be homeless tomorrow. You can go grab a drink and still be homeless tomorrow, or, just believe in the impossible, and you won't taint yourself, but it doesn't hurt to have faith.
Right.
And my faith definitely carried me through.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So how many cities are you guys in now? Because you said you jumped on Southwest and found.
Oh, yes. We are on 5 cities. Dallas is the home base. Austin's number 2. Detroit's number 3, where I'm from. Whoop, whoop. Number 4 is LA. Number 5 is Chicago.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And did you find like a director in that area that's running these things for you, or do you fly to them yourself?
Stephanie flies all by herself. That's where I get my energy. That's where I'm like, woohoo, I'm at the airport again. This is great. Let's get a dog sitter. But yeah, I absolutely love flying and connecting with the people. And, it's just a good, intimate setting. It's so awesome. I love it.
So how are you going to scale this thing beyond you then? Because at some point you're going to hit capacity, right?
Yeah. I know. Honestly, I'm still working on that. I'm still working on the mental shift / release when my life shifts again. And my marketing guy, who is like, we should just get married because he knows everything about Single City in my life. But he's like, what are we gonna do? Like when things.
What's his name?
Should I say his name? I will not say his name.
I was fixing to call him out. I'm like, dude, get a ring.
He's gonna hear this. No, he's awesome. It's not like that, but he's fantastic. Might I add, it's so important that I didn't realize this, that just being someone that's super independent, how important it is when you're doing a business by yourself to just have some sort of business confidant. Like, I didn't even know I needed what he could provide. It wasn't on a resume. We didn't meet for business. Like, he has literally carried so much just emotional weight, I would say, for me, doing this business. And for that, I'm just like, I'm just grateful for you. You know what I mean? So,
right. Well, I think it's a key point, because as I've gone through my business, one of the surprising things has been the people who still reach out, the ones who don't, and then the 3 or 4 guys that have stepped up to be those confidants.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time my show hit the top 200, I called these guys up, and, the first words out of their mouth were, don't forget where the hell you came from.
Yeah.
It was that right hook, humbleness, and I needed it. My ego was getting in the way.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So you got to have those things in your life. And, a lot of times people think their family is going to be the one that's going to be that person. And,
they do.
And a lot of times your family can't, because they haven't been through it. They're not running their own business, right?
Absolutely.
they can't wrap their head around the things that you're going through. So it's very hard for them to relate, and they'll make assumptions based off of inexperience. That's not saying they're doing anything
Nothing
wrong.
bad. No,
Yeah.
But yeah, you just can't. But luckily, my parents are entrepreneurs. They have been very helpful in keeping this reminding me to stay sober, grounded with how I plan events and how I do things like that. Because I used to be like, happy hour every week, woohoo! And they're like, is that really helping people? So now we're able to alter and all that. But having just a marketing consultant and / bestie is just like fantastic. So, yay.
Nah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
for sure.
So where's all this taking you? You've had a hell of a ride. You've overcome, a rough spat in your life, and lost a job, lost a boyfriend / fiance, had a company that wasn't thriving just yet, kicked it into high gear, and now it's taken off and you're seeing some great success. Somewhere a reality TV show popped in the middle of it, which I'm going to still make fun of you for the rest of your life because you jumped on the show.
You can do it Hulu and laugh.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have a good time with that.
It's funny.
But now you're kind of girl on fire, blowing this whole thing up. Where's this all going to take you?
You know what? My goal has always been to be in every city in the world. I would say where there's a Starbucks, there should be singles in the city. As long as there are single people walking around the planet, I just feel like I can convince every single person to become self-aware and to look within themselves and find out what's going on and fix it before passing just dysfunctional dating habits off to someone else. That's just something I'm super passionate about. And again, it can't be sold in a store. I'm not really looking for it to be sold in a store. I'm just looking to touch lives individually. So.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the main purpose.
Yeah, I love it. So how do people find you? If they want you to come to their city and start this up, or on that, is international travel out of the question for you?
Absolutely not. I was trying to be slightly humble. No, but I said every city in the world. So no, international is absolutely not out of the question. Let's go. Let's go. KLM.
So how do people get in touch with you?
People can get in touch with me at our website, www.singlesandthecity.com. Also, our Instagram is lit. Instagram, that's at Singles in the City. And my personal Instagram, which has really not much on there, but a couple quotes. But it's Oh So Stephanie, and my name is spelled. I'm sure you'll put the spelling correctly. Yeah. Website for sure. Website and sign up. And we have this incredible app that we partner with called Shaper. And you download, and I'm not about the online dating, but I'm about networking. And something magical happens, then congratulations. And this app that we partner with is just fantastic for that. So Shaper app's on our website as well, free download on iTunes store. So, one more thing. I do a podcast too. I'm only like 2 months in, so I kind of haven't recorded in like a week. Forgive me. But the Singles in the City podcast, hosted by myself, every Monday, 8 to 10 minute little fireballs of inspiration about making good decisions. It's just positive and fantastic.
Beautiful. So they can find you on all your sites. They can connect. They can reach out, even possibly talk you into starting their own chapter in their city and where they
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a part of the master plan as well. Yes. People having their own chapters and affiliates and all that. And again, that's something my beloved marketing person works on for me. So I don't have to think too much and stress myself out.
No, that's brilliant. That's awesome. So here's how I like to wrap up all the shows, okay?
Okay.
And I do stump some people with this, so be ready.
Let's go.
All right. So if you were going to leave my audience with a quote, a phrase, a saying, a slogan, maybe a mantra, something they can take with them on their journey, especially if they're going through that hard time in their life where they're hitting their low point and they're struggling with, how do they keep going? How do they keep moving forward? What would be that quote or phrase or saying that you would say, remember this?
So good. Hold on. This is my favorite and my most current. I would leave you guys with the quote, you grow when you no longer need the affirmation of people to remain faithful to the call of God for your life. And I think that sums it up. You have to stay focused on where your plan is, and you can't wait for people to affirm you. Your company may not be affirmed by, billions of people. 100 people may not like it, but if you're changing the lives of 5 or 10 or whatever that is, and you know that you're doing what you need to be doing, that is what success is. Don't be dismayed by social media and fake entrepreneurships and this and that. Like, stay focused in your lane. That's the biggest thing.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Stephanie, thank you so much for coming on and doing this and letting us into your world a little bit. There's power in sharing that story, girl. So
it is. Donnie, thank you.
Absolutely. Keep doing your thing and keep blowing it up, and I'm excited to see how big this thing actually goes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Donnie's Success Champions podcast. If you'd like to hear more about our current guest today, or if you'd like to hear stories from our other guests on the show, come hang out with us on our website at successchancepodcast.com. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you need to reach out to me for any reason, you can catch me at Donnie@DonnieBoivin.com.